treats, like, I look at sex as like a handshake. If we look at it strictly, right? It's just a handshake. But women don't treat it like a handshake. They treat it as a value. That's equal value exchange. Women treat it like a value loaded exchange.
Yes, because we have self-worth, Myron. We have self-worth. I recognize that you don't. And it's like a foreign concept to you. Ooh, he must be gross. Like, could you imagine? Sex is like a handshake. How many people have you guys shook hands with? Like, sex is like a hand. Myron is nasty. You're nasty, Myron. You're nasty. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I am the Sovereign, and this is my court. If this is your first time in attendance, please consider hitting the subscribe button before you leave my kingdom. Hello, all of my in real life, in kingdom friends who see me on a semi day-to-day basis. I have made it a part of my mission statement, my charitable contributions to the world, to kind of discuss and remove or eradicate misogyny from the world that we live in. Now, some of you are sitting there like, what do you, like, this may be your first time on my channel, right? First time seeing me, hearing me talk about these things. I have done several videos on the discussions and topics of rampant misogyny, and I'm not talking about the things that require and deserve true discussions. There are certain things regarding men, men's rights, men's lives that men have to deal with in their lives that are trivialized or overlooked. Like, there is a real conversation to be had about men's issues. But what I'm talking about misogyny here in this video, I'm talking about the type of misogyny that does nothing more than put women down. Treat women as if they are commodities, products to be used and discarded. They play no importance or give nothing of value to the world. I'm talking about that type of misogyny, and you're going to hear some of that today. So I just want people to be forewarned now, whether you are a man or woman, if you are of any competence whatsoever. A lot of the rhetoric regarding the people I'm about to discuss is going to upset you. Now, I'm actually really happy to do kind of a reaction to this video because Fresh and Fit, the misogynist incels that I have poked fun at before, have decided, whether for good or bad, outcome for them, to bring Destiny, a well-known content creator, intelligent, articulate person, and very well-versed debater, onto their podcast, which is frequented by much younger age, kind of naive women who really can't put up much of a fight. And people have called Fresh and Fit out on this before, is that they kind of just bring in like 18-year-olds who they pulled out of a bar at 2:00 in the morning and then use them as the sort of example of women of the world. And I'm like, if this is the type of women that you are thinking represent all of us, that really says a lot about your dating standards personally, Fresh and Fit. But okay. So I guess due to, public always poking at them saying you don't bring anybody onto the podcast that has any substance or something to say, they decided to bring on Destiny. For those of you that don't know, just briefly letting you know, Fresh and Fit is a podcast that's supposedly trying to teach men how to obtain the women that they want to use and disrespect. Their purpose isn't entirely clear because from a woman's perspective, they're just misleading men in a way that's not really going to help them do anything but make women hate them. But I'll let you guys be the deciding factor of that. By the way, click the links above if you haven't seen my previous videos of Fresh and Fit just being mouthy and just railing and just being totally misogynistic. If you haven't seen that, go find those videos. They've been here the whole time. You've been missing out. Okay, here we go.
Well, I just want to hear, for the record, for you three to answer this, what percentage of college women do you think are being flown around the world to I want to hear from all three of you.
If I had to offer, probability-wise, if I had to argue, maybe 30, 40, 50?
Holy shit. That's a high number.
Okay, I'm going to pause right there. So, Fresh and Fit apparently believe that college women or college-age women are being flown all over the world in countries and whatnot in order to service very wealthy men. And for, those of you who aren't social media savvy, there is a very real market for rich men, going to Instagram models, DMs and whatnot, offering them massive amounts of money and flying them to other countries to do God knows what to these women. It's very well known that a lot of these Instagram models who are taking these trips, they're getting them from very rich donors and rich men who, are getting something out of the transaction. And Fresh and Fit is saying upwards of 40 and 50% of college-age women are experiencing this. This just shows you the depth of their delusion an immense lack of understanding of the true world around them. They truly think that us, younger women, that we are just having men throwing money at us and using our bodies as much as they want. And we're just taking financial benefit. And they think that's something that all of us are doing. Like, they think it is so common to even, like, I was listening to that and I'm thinking, okay, like the percentage, it's a small percent. Like, it's got to be 1%, if that. To think 40% of young women in the nation are doing this, that means you also believe that that amount of women are willing to freely allow others access to their body for financial gain. That means you believe that a high percentage of young women are available for prostitution services. This just gives a real ugly insight into the mind of Fresh and Fit and how they really think of women. They truly do consider most of us like dumpster garbage type women who are like Kleenex tissues. You use them, you throw them away. We're just disposable like that. And I, like, out of the gate, I'm insulted, but at the same time, I'm like, who put this in your head that this is the way the world functions? By the way, ladies in the comments section, let me know if you are among those being flown around the country and world by, flown to Dubai. I want to actually kind of take a poll of the women in the comment section. Just be honest. Do you have rich men flying you everywhere and anywhere that you want to go? Let us know in the comment section.
In the dating world, you can't compete.
Girls go on Tinder to get attention.
No,
big difference.
It's the same thing.
The guy goes on Tinder with the express intent of meeting the girl and having sex with the girl. The girl goes on Tinder for the express intent of talking to that guy and never reciprocating physically.
Okay, I have once again said this repeatedly. If a woman shows genuine interest in you, that means she has played through the scenario in her head of potentially being okay with having sexual relations with you. Congratulations, man, if you didn't know that. If a woman has already shown interest in you, she's conversating with you, she's even willing to go out with you, that means she played through the idea of sleeping with you and was kind of into it. She's just trying to see if you're going to mess it up, how you're going to mess it up, if she does engage sexually or physically with you, if you're just in it for that one thing, or if she has the potential to see you again. That's what that is. Myron has it in his head that women just go out, message guys for the hell of it, right? For the hell of it. We just got time to waste, right? We just got time to blow on y'all just to engage and then nothing come of it. We're just out here wasting our time for the fun of it. According to Myron, that's what he's saying. It's like, no, we're out here looking for something the same way you're looking for something. The thing is, you're looking for something cheap and quick. We're looking for something long-term. This is why we keep missing the connection right there. That's why.
You can do it as a guy.
No.
But bro, half you guys on Tinder you've got random pictures of mountains. You've got blurry selfies. You've got like a picture of you in the dark corner of the room where you look like a sociopath, and the guys will come out. No, hold on. These perfect guys will come.
No, stop. This is exactly why I want to do a video on the dating apps. This is why I told Mom we need to study some of the dating apps, because I want to do a video, because if you guys saw the shitty profiles that men are using in order to engage with women, it would blow your mind. Okay, that's the thing. Just understand the profiles that I have seen are terrifying.
These like 5'11" dudes that look perfectly fine. We're like, oh, I'm not 6'2". Like, I can't get any girls. They're hypergamous. Blah blah blah. It's like, no, motherfucker. You either act weird, your pictures suck, or you're not putting any effort in. You get shot down by 2 girls on Tinder, and you spend the rest of your life browsing like red pill videos talking about how like all women are shit or whatever. Like, that's what happens.
Destiny, your own explanation of 1 to 2 a month, maybe, it says a lot. Dude, the guys are struggling, bro. Especially on Tinder, bro.
But see, men like to point at women and be like, oh, women don't respond to messages. I have a ton of matches of men that I legitimately was like, yeah, I'll talk to him, or, I'm, mildly interested. We'll see where things go. I have a ton of those. But even as a woman, I'm well aware that 65% of those men that I matched with will not continue to respond past maybe 2 messages. We don't even get into a full conversation, and they're already like, off somewhere, they stop responding. So it's not just men that are dealing with this, because I can show you the screen recording of my Bumble app of men that I've actually responded to. After they, see that a woman is interested in them, they don't know what to do, and they kind of just shut down and continue swiping. It's like they get scared and they're just like, shit, I didn't think I would make it that far. I don't know. Swiping is all I know how to do.
I agree with you. A big part of the reason why guys fail is because their pictures do suck. There's accountability there. However, a woman can take shitty pictures and still kill it on Tinder versus a guy can't.
Not with finding relationships, though. You have to keep remembering our goals are different. Guys are looking for sex. Girls are usually looking for relationships. So, of course, like, girls can kill it on Instagram from the guy's perspective, but not from the woman's perspective.
But remember.
Thank you. Oh my God, Destiny, thank you. I do not mind using my real life right now because I just reactivated my Bumble account. I know dealing with men is ridiculous. And this is what I can tell you guys. I'm going to open my Bumble account right now, which has only been active for 2 days, I think, something like that. So I have over 600 potential matches. I haven't matched with them. That means they like me. So I have over 600 people that have liked me or liked my profile in the area or within a 20-mile radius because I have mine very low. So within a 20-mile radius, I have 600 likes from men that would like to match with me. Now, according to Myron, that is like, oh my God, you have so much access to men. But to me, looking at the 600 right now, I have 0 matches. Because Myron is playing a numbers game. Women do not function like that. We are looking for quality, not quantity. I am well aware that I am fuckable, for lack of a better term. I am well aware that men find me sexually interesting. They find me sexually attractive. They are, I am something that they would like to sample. They would like to taste. They would like to toy with. I know that. I've known that since I was far below the legal age of consent. What Walter and Myron of Fresh and Fit do not understand is though women have an abundance of access to men, we do not find value in all of those. As far as we're concerned as women, y'all are empty calories. You're junk food, and we're looking for a home-cooked meal. I'm looking for a man that I can keep for a long period of time. Most women, a majority of women on dating sites or even in the world, if they're going to take interest in a man, it's going to be for the avenue towards the avenue or lane or journey of a relationship. We value relationships, not sex. Sex is as easy as going through a drive-thru. We can literally DoorDash sex. Access to sex is not a problem. Women are pursuing relationships. So no matter how much access to men that I may have or my girlfriends may have, we have no potential mates because we are well aware that the abundance of access we do have is only for one thing. They only want to taste test. They only want to sample us. They only want to use us, but they have no desire for true connection or input into our lives. So therefore, all those matches or potential men in our lives is irrelevant.
This is why most women nowadays don't want to date average guys.
The standards have been raised, and you know that.
The standards have been raised, but for a totally different reason.
And let me say one
to
other
do with
thing
social
too.
media.
Here's the other part of it. So they're getting attention on the internet. Now here's the second part of it. Right? I'm writing a whole book about this shit. Feminism. Women make their own money now.
Yes, that's the reason. So, not the social media.
It's a two-pronged situation.
The working is way more.
It's a two-pronged thing. It's a multivariate situation. But feminism is also a large component because with feminism, women make their own money. So they no longer have to saddle themselves with a loser that could provide because they could provide it themselves. So if I can make
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I have to give Myron props on that. That is the truest, most authentic thing I've ever heard Myron say, and he's 100% correct for the first time ever. He is right. Now that women make our own money, we do not have to be saddled with some loser who treats us poorly or doesn't care about us and expects us to rear his children and take care of his house and make his lunches. And all he has to do is go to work and come home. We don't have to deal with that anymore. He's right. We do not have to deal with the losers. So we choose not to.
Le who, the her.
And I want men as a choice, not necessarily a necessity like 50 years ago. I'm going to pick the best I can absolutely get and not settle for less, which is why a lot of women feel as though I make $100,000 per year. I'm attractive. I get attention. I want a top tier caliber guy. This is where a lot of women stand.
But the thing is, and I've said this in other Fresh and Fit videos, he does not know what a top tier guy is. Myron is totally onto something, and I don't even think he realizes it, but the answer is right there. In the past, women needed to rely on men for financial stability. We could not exist in the world without being married. It was a necessity for our lives to have men. Nowadays, we don't need you because we work for ourselves. We are allowed to make our own money and control our own future. So men at this point are a luxury item that we all would very much like to have. But we have more decision-making ability and choosing and vetting who we want to spend our lives with. Your financial ability no longer means anything to us because we can do that on our own. Okay? And understand that we have access to sex all we want. So when we're choosing a mate, when we're choosing a partner, you have to bring something to the relationship outside of financial power and sex, which most guys aren't that great at to begin with, to be honest. You have to bring something outside of those two things because we already have access to it. In the past, men did not have to do more than have a paycheck to get a wife. That's all you needed. The standards have risen. You have to do more. And Myron is like saying it, but he's like mad at the fact that society has advanced and women have more control over themselves. We are not beholden to the pocketbook of men. And it kind of scares me that men are weeping at this revelation that women don't need their money, even though they yell at us all the time for being gold diggers and using them for money. It's very confusing with these two.
I get what you're saying. Yo, just proposition them, be honest with them. That doesn't work for most guys.
Sure. I'll say the last thing I'll say, and then you can do whatever, because I don't want to go back and forth. But I agree with you that women will play games, but more often than not, just from the DMs that I've seen, from the people, women and men that I talk to, it's usually because the guys are playing games too. If you're up front, you might get shot down immediately. But like, if you're up front and she's up front, like usually things go okay. But if you're playing games, you're sitting there like, good morning, hearts, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to come over tonight? And you're only looking to bust? Of course, shit is going to get weird and crazy.
Okay, you know what? Let's have fun with this. Okay. Why do men play games? Because women start the game.
How?
I think it depends. I think a lot of people play games for different reasons.
Let's look at this logically. Men want sex. If I go to a girl and grossly proposition her, let's fuck, and I have a 90% failure rate, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to adapt. Women want to play a game. They want to feel something. Okay, I can't just tell them, let's have sex. So now I have to play the game.
No. You're saying this is gaslighting. Right here, as we're listening to this, he's saying, I'm not playing a game. But because I know that woman's going to reject my proposal to have sexual relations with her, I'm going to change my strategy and try something different. That is the beginning of the game Myron just confessed to. He knows that if he walks up to the average woman and says, hey, I want to bang you. I want to bone. I want to bust. What's good? She's going to say no. That's not a game. That's because the majority of women aren't looking for that. And honestly, your approach sucks. Either way, we're going to say no because that's not what we're looking for. But instead of respecting our decision and understanding that you are not a match for something that we desire, you want to trick us into desiring you, a person who is empty or devoid of any meaningful purpose for us. You just confessed to starting the game. I don't see how Myron continuously doesn't see his own faults, but I'm showing you on the screen in reality, the start of the game. He just confessed. He's like, I had to change my strategy. Strategy is a word used in a game. You're starting the game right then. The moment a woman said no. Lies.
I have to make them feel special. The reason why men play games is because women start the game first.
Oh my God. Saying no to a man is not a game, and that is disgusting. This is why we get so damn pissed, and this is why women are so vicious when men come onto them, because you think our rejections are a game, not something to be taken seriously, something that is easily bypassed. Yes, I got a little triggered there because the mentality of these idiots, these absolute imbeciles, is not only detrimental to men, it is dangerous to women. There is no game. The word no is not a joke. That's not something, that does not mean try harder. That does not mean come up with a different strategy. It means no. It means I'm uninterested. It means go away. It means we are not compatible when it comes to our wants and needs. You desire something that I cannot give you, and I desire something that you don't have. So it's a no. Hearing that, what I just heard, really is like I'm actually pissed off right now. Because this man, with a giggle in his voice, just chuckled at no and just decided, well, I'm going to have to reformulate my strategy to get in her pants then. That's so gross.
Want to play a game. They want to feel something. Okay, I can't just tell them, let's have sex. So now I have to play the game that women want. I have to make them feel special. The reason why men play games is because women start the game first.
It depends on who you say starts the game first, though. If a woman is out looking she's probably not looking for sex because women can find sex. They don't have to go out looking, right?
Exactly.
But so does the game start with the woman who is just looking for a relationship, or is it with the guy who's finding women that are looking for relationships, trying to just give them dick?
But Destiny,
who started the game?
What? Shut up, Walter. You're such a non-contributing factor to the what? What did you just say? Doesn't even matter. Destiny's got it pinned once again. Men, you want sex. We understand that. Women want relationships. Understand that, okay? Understand that. Now, you men that want sex, if you continuously pursue women who you know want relationships, they're going to reject you. If you then reformulate your strategy in order to lie to these women to trick them, you have started the game. The women have never changed their goals or objectives at all. We have been very clear and upfront. We do not want simply sex from you. If that's all you have to offer, go away. Men then return with the lies and the manipulation. That is the game. The problem is women have more access, power, and willingness to be absolute evil assholes when you play them. And then that's when we get into the rhetoric of women are hurting men and lying to men and using men. Yeah. And I fully support women doing that to men who are playing games. If you know you got a man in front of you who's lying to you, who's sending you hearts and blowing you kisses, and you know all he's doing is trying to get in your pants, play him, sis. Play him. Play him until he learns to stop playing the game. Be the coach, boo-boo. Run the bench. Own the field. Put points on the board on his butt. Take him for all he's got. Until these men learn to stop messing and wasting women's time, they're going to charge you for it. Every indiscretion you will suffer for. So I always suggest to men, stay away from the women that want relationships. If all you want is sex, go find women that match that need. Don't fool around with this one because you're going to meet someone like me who has no sympathy. Do not play games with me. I am not nice, and I have never proclaimed to be the nicest woman in the world. I will not forgive you. I will get even.
I'm just saying that if you're a guy and you're trying to fuck women that are only looking for relationships, who's starting the game there?
This is what drives me nuts about Myron and Walter. Destiny just posed a question to Myron. He said, okay, if you men are just trying to fuck women who only want relationships, but you're lying to them, who's starting the game? Who's starting the game?
That if you're a guy and you're trying to fuck women that are only looking for relationships, who's starting the game there? Like,
I mean, Destiny, you also got to look at human nature. Human beings are creatures of the path of least resistance. If guys can get away with grossly propositioning girls for sex up front, they wouldn't play the game.
Myron completely threw that over his head, didn't want to answer it. He's like, but you have to look at human nature. Now he's going to justify the games that men play because he knows. He knows who starts the game.
If guys can get away with grossly propositioning girls for sex up front, they wouldn't play the game.
So now Myron is confessing that men play the game. Okay, Myron is confessing. Well, if men could get away with propositioning women for sex, then men wouldn't play the game. Yeah, the thing is, we're not the hoes that you accuse us to be. You are. We don't want to sleep around. Okay? It's about quality sex, not quantity, babe. It only works for men. We want quality. I am a fighter jet. I am not putting the average man behind these controls. I want a pilot that knows how to fly the thing. I need a pilot that knows how to do tricks in the air. Like, I want him to know what buttons to push, the things to press, how to fire some missiles. Like, let's go, Blue Angels. We want a man at the helm. We want an actual pilot, not you dusties off the street who barely can drive your busted Honda or something. Like, you still driving a Pinto. We don't want you. The only way you can weasel your way in is to play games. And now that Myron's finally confessing to who starts the game, there should never, ever be a discussion further beyond this. Who's the one messing up the dating market for everybody? It's men gaming women who then get vicious in return with the men. And that's how we end up with this love-hate relationship between the sexes. You have to drop the game. Otherwise, you're getting into contentious arguments and relationships with women who are going to end up hating your guts. And I know a lot of men out there who have already had the negative experience of what happens when you piss off the wrong woman. It is not a game you want to play. So stop doing it. We don't want men who are willing to play the field, regardless of if you're high value or not. If you're a millionaire who wants to host a Playboy mansion full of women, a lot of really good women are not going to be willing to participate in that, because what we truly value is a man that can uphold the standards of a relationship and monogamy. We don't care how fat your pocketbook is. That is what's truly valuable to us, is your loyalty.
I'm just saying men have to play games because women start the games first. Trust me.
No. We've already debunked the fact that men do start the games by lying to women who want relationships. You can't get the sex that you want, so you start lying to women. Therefore, that is the game. It's the lying game. It's the tricking game, manipulation game. And for whatever reason, men keep losing. You're going to keep losing because no matter how far you get with these women whom you trick, once they find out you're playing a game, they come after you hard. Or they take your kids, and then you're really hurt. And then you want to blame her when this is a situation you never should have been in the first place. You played around, and then now there's other people involved. And I'm not justifying, men being withheld from their kids. I'm saying that you put yourself in these circumstances, so you have to take some blame. You have to. So my best advice to men is to stop doing it.
Women rarely exchange sex without some type of compensation, whether it's time, resources, feeling special, and experience, etc.
He's like, that's compensation. Feeling special, my time, my attention, that's your compensation for sex. It is that difficult to be a decent human being for these men that they think spending time with a woman is like a monetary exchange. But I know I've discussed this in past videos regarding Myron. Myron sees sex as a very simple, low-level transaction. As he said before, he sees it like a handshake. But I have said continuously, women do not see it that way. And we will not shortchange ourselves. We're not going to sell ourselves for a taco in a restaurant on a date with you. It does require more to gain access to a woman's body. And it is of the highest insult to game a woman to get access to her most treasured possession, which is herself. That is a huge level of insult to a woman to trick her into handing over something that she deems so valuable. Even if you undervalue it, she does not. So this is why women get so pissed off when you men get caught playing games, or you stop responding to her texts, or you stop giving her the time, or you start losing interest because you had sex with her already. This is why they get so mad. This is how your cars end up busted. This is how you end up having to move out of your apartment complex. This is why you end up with vicious baby mamas. This is why you end up in situations where you have entire gangs of women hating your guts. You can't even walk through town because you've played so many women in the town that your face can't be seen in the mall. This is why you have stolen these women's most valued treasures and then kicked it in the dirt as if it was worth nothing. And you wonder why women hate men sometimes, just hate them. Men do not understand how much we value our bodies. And that just says something about men's lack of self-worth themselves. Just giving yourself freely to anyone and everyone, dirty hands or not, you don't even check. You don't even care. Don't blame us for caring, and don't treat us like we're worthless just because you don't know how to treasure yourself. You don't value yourself.
I look at sex as like a handshake. If we look at it strictly, right? It's just a handshake. But women don't treat it like a handshake. They treat it as a value. That's equal value exchange. Women treat it like a value loaded exchange.
Yes, because we have self-worth, Myron. We have self-worth. I recognize that you don't. And it's like a foreign concept to you. But yes, women actually do treasure our bodies and the temples in which we live.
In return, I need some attention. I need some time. I need to feel special for her to have sex. So why would a girl go ahead and trade sex for equally when she can actually get way more out of it? And what most girls do is they leverage sex for compliance or time or attention to some degree.
No, that's not a leverage. That's a reward. See? Men who do the work, put in the time, give the attention, prove himself and his worth and his value to a woman, saying, hey, I'm into you, I'm invested in you, I'm sticking around. Then he is rewarded with premium access to our world and body. That is a privilege. That is not a right. Myron thinks sex should be a right to men, not something that women give off as a reward for investment.
And what most girls do is they leverage sex for compliance or time or attention to some degree, is what most women do, aka play the game.
No. Us wanting a relationship is not a game. That's not a game. Our self-worth and self-respect is not a game. It's not. It's something we are owed as human beings, period. The fact that we have to sit here and study you men and see if you're actually going to treat us as human beings is kind of despicable and gross. And I understand where some women come from when they're on this fuck all men kick. I kind of understand it, because how dare you sit in front of anybody and treat them as a non-human, some sort of commodity to be used and thrown away. We're not Kleenexes. That's disgusting. And it's not a game. I don't know how many times I have to say that. Our self-worth and respect is not something to be played with. We're not a toy. Get your life together. Like, as much as I try to respect people, I have very little respect for Myron and Walter as humans, because they do not see the humanity in women, period. They think our self-worth is a game, a commodity we use to keep men in line, not something that we actually care about ourselves.
So then we should play the game.
I'm not saying women shouldn't or should not, but what I am saying is that most girls play the game by virtue of this more beneficial to play the game than to be straight up.
Okay.
And men, in return, must play the game.
The thing is, you're not going to respect us if we're straight up. And most women are straight up. We'll tell you to your face, we're not trying to do a hit it and quit it. I don't want a friends with benefits. I'm looking for a relationship, period. Period. The problem is, you men can't handle that. You can't take the word no when we say we're not interested in the very little you have to give. So then you start lying, you start the trickery and the game.
Because when a man, and this is statistically, this has been proven, when a man sees an attractive woman, the part of his brain that actually starts to activate is the part of the brain that tries to figure out how to fix things. So he sees a hot girl. Okay, how do I get laid? And he starts going into deductive problem solving.
Yes, that is the game. That is the game. You're problem solving. You're looking for a solution. You're figuring out the puzzle. You're doing all that. That's the start of the game. Because you don't want to be honest, because you know the answer is going to be no, because you have very little to give for the very valuable thing that is access to our body. I'm really doing my best, because I know there's a lot of men out there that don't deserve my disgust, but the amount and the immense level of disgust I feel right now is distracting.
And that's where he's like, okay, let me flex status. Let me flex my teeth, maybe. Let me flex my charm, whatever it may be. Because he knows getting sex out of a girl most of the time is going to require work to some degree. So the girl's job is, oh, you want sex from me? You'll never get this. Turns into fucking Borat. And she's like, I'm going to go ahead and make you work for it to some degree. Now, the more attractive the guy, maybe the less she's going to make him work. But he still has to do something.
Yes, because we have self-worth and self-value. Once again, ain't no woman, not even a prostitute, putting herself out there for free. These men truly undervalue the physical being that is a woman. They really just want us to be readily available to any and every man that comes by, only to then afterwards call us all sluts and hoes.
Just fuck me. That happens sometimes, but far and few between.
Can I ask a simple question again? I won't go back and forth. So just curious, if men didn't enforce the social consequences of women sleeping around as much, would women play less games? If they weren't worried about being called a slut or a whore for sleeping around a lot, could you be more upfront with women?
Maybe.
That's a good question. So you're saying if men didn't shame women for being hoes, would they be more upfront?
Because I'll be honest, when I was in California, and again, I didn't have socials or anything because I didn't want to meet people like that. Yeah. Half the women that I ended up hooking up with had no hookups in their profile. And I don't think it was because they're just playing games or whatever, but it's because they don't want to be seen as a slut. No, but that enforcement of like, who's a slut? And again, I don't want to say, where do the games start? Seems like it comes mostly from men.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. That's a good point. No, it is social, but I would argue, I think women slut shame each other way more than men do.
As soon as they get in an argument, the first thing they call each other is a whore, a slut. You have 30 body. Oh yeah, what about that?
Yeah, but because they know men care about it.
But no, because they know inherently that that's where their value stems.
That's what Destiny just said. Men value the supposed low body counts of women, even though you also at the same time want a woman who's experienced and a freak in the bed and can do all these things, but at the same time you want her to be a virgin. You men make no sense. You don't make any sense. Like, you want women to be freaks and you want sex to be easily accessible to you, but at the same time you still want the ability to shame women for sleeping around, even though you demand that they do. There is no winning for us whatsoever anywhere here. If we give them sex, we're sluts. If we don't give them sex, we're prudes and we're playing a game. And we're not allowed to get anything out of it. We're not allowed to be treated like decent human beings. We're shamed for even asking for a dinner. Nope. We're supposed to freely hand out sex and then be shamed.
It's a hypothetical that makes no sense.
Men used to be the predominant contributors to slut shaming women, but I think in today's day and age, You can't get away with it. If you slut shame girls all the time, just a matter of time until you get
It
canceled.
doesn't matter because Fresh and Fit slut shame women constantly on the podcast. Every podcast they do, they slut shame women. They do. And Destiny brought up a good point. If men no longer slut shamed women, would women be more freely available to give sex? Probably. The thing is, men enjoy the chase, men enjoy the game, and men enjoy shaming women for it. You enjoy all of that. So I just don't see a way to make men happy specifically. I mean, men are happy as long as women are unhappy. That's what it seems like. We're not allowed to be happy. We're not allowed to have a dinner. We're not allowed to have affection. We're not allowed to have attention. We're not allowed to have love. We're not even allowed to enjoy the damn sex. Nope. We are only allowed to give it and be shamed for it, or be shamed for not giving it. You guys just love to shame us just for the hell of it, just for the fun of it, just for the sick, sadistic pleasure of it. It has been made entirely clear to me through this podcast that the only enjoyment these type of men get from women is by making them feel like shit. I'm done. In the comment section below, let me know what you think about this deplorable podcast. Honestly, I am thoroughly disgusted about everything I just heard. It's seconds from being over, but I can't hear another word of it. I can't, because they're just justifying body shaming and bashing and devaluing and disrespecting women. And I just want to fight somebody right now. So I'm ending the video. Leave your comments in the comment section below. If you are any of my in real life friends, I'd be very interested into knowing what you think about this stuff. I'm done. I'm done with the video. You guys sound off in the comment section below. I'll check on the comment section later when I can, because my brain is fried. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I do have an entire playlist full of videos not pertaining to pageantry, because we do like to talk about social issues and things pertaining to women, as I do support the pageant queens that we love. So there's plenty of other content available here on the channel. You just got to go find it and find the podcast and find my Instagram. There's so much content to be found. So happy hunting. I love you and I will miss you, but you know I will be back in a future video. Bye.